And let's not forget that forgiveness heals something within us that we cannot heal from the other person. You know what I'm saying? We can't push our feelings externally. We can't put what we feel onto other people. We are required to take accountability of our own selves and our actions and our feelings. So when I say that, you have to be willing to forgive. No matter how wrong that person has done you. You know, I had a so-called best friend who said he was going to babysit my daughter with his girlfriend, and they just left my kid unattended while I was headed to work. Thankfully, I found out before I got to work, and I was able to turn home and quickly get to my newborn. Yeah. And the person I don't talk anymore, the person, the girlfriend, pretty sure they broke up. We don't talk to any of them anymore. But I had to forgive and move on from that situation, because what is it going to do holding all this hate and resentment and anger in me? You know what I'm saying? And disappointment and disgust. You know, you're, even if that's not your best friend's kid, like that's still a child that you're leaving unattended for what? You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, you have to make the decision to be the better person, to be the bigger person. I've had to do this my whole life. I've had to do this in regards to my relationships with my family, my friendships, always being asked to be the bigger person, always being the one required to step up for the friendship or relationship to move on to the next step. And, you know, that's all fine and good, because there's a line between forgiveness and moving forward, and a line between forgiveness and continuing to be walked all over. Chevy, sit down. Sit down, boy. Sit down. Sorry, my dog is like right up in here and he's moving the camera around. So, my point is, forgiving people is essential because it's not something that's going to benefit them. You know, you can outwardly be like, I forgive you, let's try to work on this relationship and move forward. But forgiveness is really for you. It's so that you can move forward knowing that you've done everything you can, you know, and you've extended them that grace. Because guess what? If the tables were turned, if you made a poor decision, or if you did something that you know, maybe you were out of character, or maybe you genuinely wanted to do wrong, or maybe genuinely wanted to do bad in that moment, and then you turn around, reflected, and changed, you would want that same forgiveness. You would want that hand extended to you saying, you know what, maybe that wasn't the best version of yourself. Maybe that's who you were then, and I forgive you. So you just want to treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And best of all, with the whole scenario, is what people don't understand is forgiveness is not something that they win. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like they won the argument because you chose to forgive. They won the argument because you chose to back off and relax. They won the argument because you decided to say, okay, you're right, you know, and let them have that agree to disagree. A lot of people will take that satisfaction and run with it. They'll take that instant gratification and they'll run with it. But what they don't understand is you're taking the steps of being the bigger person internally. You know, when you say, okay, you know, whatever you want, let's move on, they think they won the conversation. But no, you won by being more mature and letting it go. When you say, hey, I forgive you for that thing you did, they think they won. They finally, you know, bam, 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 worked you down until you were just nubbing bones, and then finally you forgive them. But that's something that rewarded you because there was a weight off of your heart. There's an extension of grace that you would have wanted. So for me personally, I forgive everybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anything. If I catch myself saying, oh my gosh, I hate this game Fortnite because I lost. Oh my gosh, I hate when, you know, people are interrupting me. I catch myself and I say, you know what, never mind, I strongly dislike that. Because I don't hate anything and I don't hate anybody. That's just like a knee-jerk reaction or something that I was conditioned to say, hate rather than dislike. Not in the home, you know what I'm saying, but out in public, people are generally more susceptible to hate, and they generally want to hate more. So when you're on social media or when you're out in public, you'll tend to feel more judged and tend to feel more negativity and tend to feel more hatred. That's because of the evil eye, like the lingering eye. People are always watching you, people are judging you, people are comparing themselves to you. And, you know, I forgive them. You know, I forgive them from comparing. I forgive them for judging. I forgive them for not liking me, because that's not up to me. You know, what's up to me is that I can forgive them and I can move on. And what's up to me is that I can choose to be happier the next day, be better the next day, and move better the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because every day we are working on ourselves. As much as we want to change our partner in our relationship, as much as we want to change our husband or wife, or change our job, or change our employer, or change the way society works, as much as we want to change things, we can only change ourselves. You know what I'm saying? In regards to the Michael Jackson movie release, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Anyways, so what I'm saying, guys, is we need to decide, when is it time to stop putting it on other people? When is it time to stop giving these excuses and making people feel like, okay, well, this person's not succeeding because of this and this reason. They're really, Chevy, come on now. there really is no reason to not succeed. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to not be a person in this life who chases success and hits all their goals, because the key to success is one foot after the other. The key to survival is one foot after the other, because every day, if I'm all pent up in my thoughts and procrastinating and I'm letting my ADHD get ahead of me, I don't have ADHD, or my autism, or my stress levels, or my anxiety, I'm letting all that just weigh me down and hold me back, I'm never gonna do day 1, and I'm never gonna do day 2, and I'm sure as heck not gonna get to day 7. But if I push those feelings down and I work beyond those feelings and I make the choice, you know what, it may not be the best work, but I'm gonna do it. It may not be the perfectest, but I'm gonna put it out there. It may not be everything I want it to be, or the same time I wanted to film it, or the exact envisionment I have in mind, but I'm going to do it. One foot in front of the other. Guess what? Eventually you'll get to day 7. With that sort of progress, you'll get there. And that works the same with forgiveness. Forgive one person for something small infraction. Forgive, your teachers growing up for not giving you enough attention, for feeling like you were, class clown. Forgive your parents for not giving you that love and affection that you wanted when you were a kid, not giving you that one-on-one attention that you desired and you deserved. Forgive, your neighbors for having a bad dog or a loud dog and, overgrown grass. Forgive yourself for not being so forgiving in the past, for not hitting those goals and things that you wanted. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I had all these dreams. I had a dream to have all the savings and become an actress, and I have to forgive myself for not achieving those goals as fast as I wanted to, because I chose motherhood. Here I thought I'd be able to juggle motherhood, wifeness, homeownership, a job, social media, and all these things, that stack on, because I have 3 kids, by the way. And I can't juggle all that and chase my dreams to be an actress. I have to wait till my kids are older, because I opted to be a mother before an actress, so I get that life experience. However, if I was an actress first, I wouldn't have hated that either. However, I do hear how the industry is corrupt, but I forgive myself for not taking those steps because of everything that's held me back. And when I say held me back, it's just taking me in a new direction, still linear, still forward, because every single step I take is not going to delay my progress. It's only going to move me forward. Whether it's a half step or a quarter step or a full step, I am stepping forward every single day. So we just need to practice forgiveness, and we also need to practice extending grace and being kind, because being nice and being kind are 2 different things for me. When you're nice, I feel like that's a feeling you override in your gut to be a better person, or when you're actively thinking, okay, I need to be nice, or your people pleaser tendencies come into play. But kindness is something that you just genuinely have in your heart and your soul, and it's just what you want to do instinctively. So for me, when you're being nice, you can squash that. You don't have to be that. You don't have to be this people pleaser. You don't have to be this person who everybody expects things from. What you need to do is be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your others, and treat people how you want to be treated. And in forgiveness, that is being kind. So I'll just take that and I'll take that and end it right here and let you guys sit with that, marinate on that. My dog is getting real antsy. He wants to play, and my daughters are going to be waking up soon. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you take a moment to be kind and to forgive, because I really hope that this message resonated with you guys and that you understood my point, because it doesn't mean you have to go out and verbally forgive everybody. You don't have to go out and hug every neighbor you see. Just make sure you're treating people how you want to be treated, and you're putting one foot in front of the other, being the best version of yourself each day, because you can only get greater and better. You know what I'm saying? You had a bad day. You had a bad couple of weeks. You had a bad year. Turn it around. Let's start new today. Let's start new today together. You and me. We agree. We're going to be better today. Shake my hand. We're going to be better today. Yes, look at me. We're going to be better today. You and me. And Chevy. We're all going to be... Come here. We're all going to be better. We're all going to be better today. Are we going to be better? We're going to be better. We're going to be so much better. Yes.